fastest show in sports.
Why is it every time I see something on Duke, and I've seen it again this week, Duke sucks? There's a couple of websites that are out there that always hit it. Every time they talk about something good that happens at Duke, the last words, Duke sucks. I'm trying to figure that out. That kind of dovetails from college basketball to the NBA. Why do people think Duke sucks all the time?
Yeah.
Well, I'm biting my glasses right now like Brian Gumble on Real Sports. And I'm thinking to myself deeply, why does Duke suck? This is another anti-DEI thing, Ed. We've got to stop saying Duke sucks. That rich white people have had it really tough for the last 250 years in this country. We've barely gotten any breaks, and when we get to systematically go to the best schools and get into a university like Duke, or our generational wealth has allowed us to afford Duke without an athletic scholarship, we should be celebrated for that, Ed. We should not be hated for it. Shut up! It's rich white people, Dad. It's rich. Nobody likes filthy rich white people anymore. Not even me, and I am white.
And you are rich.
Duke is the Duke
and
is
I
the.
am rich. I'm in Panama. Damn it.
I mean, yeah, Duke is it's.
I mean, it's politically correct to make fun of them. If you've got everything, if you've got everything in the world, it's like at this point, it's like being a Kardashian. Like, yeah, I can't. What can I say? The Kardashians don't have a lot of talent. Well, obviously they have marketing talent. Obviously they've got their own lines of perfume. They've turned the social media world into their own empire. Like, what am I going to say about them? The only thing I can say about them is anybody who dates them has a worse career because it's not the Kardashian curse. It's like going out with somebody more famous than you. It's dangerous. That's why I will never date Madonna. Like, if we ever go over an embankment, they'll say Madonna and her lover careened over an embankment. Nobody will ever know who I am.
Or they'll just say Madonna and her driver.
Madonna and her driver careened over an embankment. And like, so what I'm saying is, that's why I'm great in these big rooms of people. Like, oh God, if I go into the hospitality room media, it's like, oh, it's Wise. I'm like big shit. If I go to like the Oscars or the Grammys, I'm nobody. I'll never go to the Oscars and Grammys. Why? Because I don't like being the least famous person in the room.
It's stunning how we've gone from why people hate Duke, David, to all of a sudden Mike attending the Academy Awards. You have to understand, there are occasionally Mike goes off on these delusions of grandeur every now and then that are just brilliant. I mean, just brilliant.
Yeah, Duke. I think Duke Power, the bad guys in Harlan County, USA. I mean, and it's the same people.
That's good. That's a great analogy.
It's their money. It's like Leland, Stanford, Vanderbilt. All these private schools that, were built to kind of legitimize very rich people who got rich, sometimes not through the most humane means. And,
boy, you danced around that one beautifully. You and Fred Astaire are gonna put out
Bill Bojangles'
beautiful highlight reel.
There'll be no talk of what our ancestors did to your ancestors on this team, on this show, David. Like, this is oh my God, this is another thing. I know we could go into political all we want, but the whole, your past counts, America. Your past counts.
What the hell is this?
Get off my lawn.
Listen, old man, you don't want to fuck with me.
Did you hear me? I said get off my lawn now.
That's right. Just for you, Mike.
That's hilarious.
And also like the Duke Carolina rivalry is often characterized. That summed up very well years ago, decades ago now, I guess, by North Carolina, the public university. They had Dean Smith as coach, who basically forcibly integrated eventually the ACC, and used his juice in that manner. Duke, they're the small private school. The kids of the one percenters. They had Mike Krzyzewski, who speaks at for more conservative causes and for more conservative audiences. That's fine, but that's how the kind of contrast you have. And so, who really roots for the rich kids? Really? I mean, we didn't do that in Meatballs. I mean, come on.
There's apparently a lot of people who do.
Real quick, Ed. David makes a great point, and there was a great documentary put out by the documentary and former big New York PR guy, Dan Klores, who represented Leona Helmsley back in the day. But anyway, Dan Klores made the Reggie Miller 30 for 30 documentary. He also made the 10-part basketball documentary, which didn't get enough love. And he also made a thing called Black Magic that a lot of people haven't seen, but it's basically about the contributors, African-American contributors to the game early on and also throughout the ages. And he gets into how Billy Packer, when he was at Wake Forest, integrated and how Dean Smith integrated the ACC and how important that was in this is Tobacco Road now. This is the Old South that actually embraced it, and Duke just went on its way and did not embrace it, but always had the irritating white player on their roster. Cooper Flagg's not that guy, but certainly Grayson Allen was that guy. Bobby Hurley was that guy back in the day. Oh my God, Wojciechowski! I wanted to smack him, and I liked Duke. They were just irritating. They were little annoying gnats in your ear, and they were the what do you call it? Politically correct white guys you could make fun of.
That's all, folks.